Okay, so you want a cool looking desk setup, but you have a budget. Well, in this video, we'll be going through some simple tips that's gonna make your desk look clean and better on a budget. So I know my desk has been pretty cluttered recently, and in this video, we're going over some ways to make your desk and my desk look better. If you're new here, I'm Betty, this is Switch and Click. Here we dive deep into mechanical keyboards and provide straightforward and honest reviews, but unfortunately this video is not a mechanical keyboard review, it's something different. And we are trying to branch out a little bit, so if you'd like us to review any other different items, let us know down below and we'll add it to the list. Let's jump into our tips. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is declutter. If your desk looks really messy, it's not going to look clean or sleek or simple. There's a lot of things on my desk and maybe on your desk too that you don't use on a regular basis and you don't need it right now. So let's move some of these things away. So unfortunately, I still do a lot of work at my desk and I still would like it to be ergonomic, so I'm keeping my textbooks and keeping my monitors on them. However, if I wanted to upgrade, and I think we will when we move to another house, I would use a monitor clamp with dual monitor attachments on either side. So I'll link to something similar down below that I'm thinking of getting, and then I'll get rid of the textbooks after I get the monitors to a good height for my viewing pleasure and my viewing experience. Second, we're gonna clean. So if there's any dust on top of your monitors, at the bottom of your monitor bases, on the desk, the area of the desk that you don't really touch, time to get that wipe and brush it all off. Make sure that you don't get any water on your monitor or on your technology, since that could ruin it, and that's not a good thing. So we're gonna wipe down the table, clean up the mouse, the keycaps, monitors, put things away that you don't need. And then alongside that, after it's all clean, now moving forward, we don't want to drink any liquid that isn't water or eat any snacks or food or soup or noodles around our keyboard setup, since now that could get messy again real quick. Third, now this will be the first one that's going to cost a little bit of money, is changing up your keycaps. So we went over 5 different keycap sets that are under $40 in a video that we'll link to here previously, and they all look very different from each other. You can find very affordable, high quality PBT keycaps with a colorway that matches your desk setup for an inexpensive price. It's really easy to replace the keycaps. We'll link to a keycap installation guide right here in the future when we get it out, or we'll link it down below. But hopefully that's going to help you guys clean up that desk setup. So my desk setup right now comprises of a different keycap set than what I usually use that came with the keyboard itself, and it looks good. It feels different. It makes it a nice experience. It's almost like a completely different keyboard, even though it's the exact same when I just switched the keycaps out. Alright, so some tips on that is make sure that your keycaps are compatible with your keyboard, meaning the size, and then make sure that it's double shot, shine through if you do have RGB lighting and you want the RGB lighting to shine through instead of having to turn it off. So third thing, it's really cheap as well, is using a desk mat. We bought 5 different desk mats that we'll be going over in a future video that we'll link to down below when that video comes out. And this just cleans up the surface so much. It really combines the keyboard mouse look as a whole. One thing that you can also do is make sure your mouse matches your keyboard. I'm not there yet. I'm at the point where my mouse matches my headset and my phone, so I think that's good enough because it creates some kind of symmetry on either side. But if my headset and my phone weren't there on the left, then it would look a little bit off, if you know what I mean. So find a desk mat that suits your overall look, that suits your aesthetic, and chances are it's not too expensive. If you're not looking for a certain design, then there's always solid colors you can go with. And we'll link to some of the desk mats that we use down below. Okay, and there's one more. So the last one is, if you have a keyboard with RGB lighting, then you want the lights to match the overall look of the desk. Like if you have a white desk, then maybe doing some kind of contrasting color or complementary color would work out better depending on what the overall look is like. If you have plants in your room, maybe try green and see what that looks like. If you have a red headset, maybe try red and see. I know red and black is super overused, so maybe go for something else. And then natural light's always great. Unfortunately, here in Seattle, we don't get much natural light. Right outside our windows are a bunch of tall trees, so we get a bunch of shade. But we did install an LED strip on the entire left side, so that illuminates part of the desk. And then there's a lamp too. You can always buy an external lamp that is RGB and can change colors. I've seen a lot of people use that. We'll link to one down below that we really like. So not a lot of natural light here, so I am keeping my happy light since I need that fake sunlight in the morning to wake up and really get ready to start the day. If you have any problems with getting your day started, then maybe a happy light might work for you. It really made it easier to transition to Pacific Northwest weather when I first moved here, so I'll link to that as well if you're thinking about it. It just helps with the weeks where we don't get any sunlight and it's raining all the time and it's gloomy and the days are short and the nights are long. So moving on, that's too much information right now. And then of course, bonus tip, you can always do wire management things. You can buy cable sleeving, you can like mount your wires to the wall or in the corners and just get that to a place where it doesn't look like a mess. We're gonna be moving soon in the next coming few months, so I'm not gonna fix up the wire management right now, but in the future probably fix that up and do a video on it. Alright, I would really love to hear what you guys think about any tips on making your desk setup look better. And then if you also want to show me your desk setup, feel free to DM me on Insta or Twitter or whatever, and all my social media links are down below. But I hope this helped. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see another video by us, press here. And if you want to see all of our mechanical keyboard reviews, press here. Subscribe if you want to. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.